right?
I never know what you're saying yes to.
I mean, they weren't as mobile.
She's oh, well. And he. You can still, he joked, you can still answer.
I think it's
Who wants to keep it set?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do that too. Yeah, I wanna go to that too.
We all so Stacy, Katie, Heidi.
There's somebody running for our.
I wanna go to that.
Unless they're renting a van.
get it clicking.
I'm sure that's probably what it's third act. So get some. Oh, words. The whole darn racetrack.
I thought it was the high school that keeps going.
All right, I will call the January Board of Education meeting to order. And at this time, I call upon the Lincoln High School FBLA students to come up and lead us in the pledge. All right.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, and we are looking forward to your presentation tonight on your club activities at the high school. Appreciate it. Ms. Brown, if you do roll call.
Christopher Abel,
Present.
David Bowman,
Present.
Vic Hansen,
Present.
Ann Paulson. Here. Mary Wilkie Bonnick,
Present.
Keith Shaw,
Here.
Carrie Trask.
Present.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lori. We'll open up public input at this time. I have 3 letters, so we'll go with 5 minutes tonight that you can have on input. And the first person to speak tonight is Athletic Director Stan Dietrich.
Thanks for listening to me here. I'll try to keep it under 5 minutes. I just wanted to come here and it's on the agenda tonight that I've submitted the information for my retirement. I've gotten to that point in my career, but I thought it was important to come up here and thank you guys. The school board, the district, the community. I think back, I look here, I have classmates that are here, I have people that I know. I'm a product of this district, and that goes back a long time. Biff sitting there as president, he was my 7th grade basketball coach over at Wilson High School, or Wilson Junior High School. And I think you took a pretty average kid and prepared them to be successful. And what I see right now, and I want to thank Lee and Katie. Laney's not here. When I interviewed for this position, never probably dreamt I was going to leave Hilbert and come back here. Had that opportunity. I can't thank you guys enough for taking that chance and giving me that opportunity. But to look and to see what you guys are doing here now, there's some really good stuff coming. And the people that are here, and like Stacy and Nate that are here and working with them now, and Mike Shores, and trying to get things updated. And there's a big task in front of everybody here that needs to be done, but you got the right people in the right place. And like I said, I think it's important. You had an average person and you prepared them to have success. And that's what I see here. And it's the kids, it's the teachers, it's the workers that we have at the events. I'm going back to the game tonight. It's all those things that are going to get things back in the direction where they used to be and where people see us going to. So I just thought it was important. I want to come in here, thank you guys when you gave me that opportunity when I started here, but to thank you again for that opportunity now. And I told Lee, I said, I'm not going to disappear. I don't plan on that at all. If anybody would need any help, or if you guys would need anything, I'd be more than willing to help or do any of those things. But it's just taking a step back from, we all make choices. There's a lot of time put in the position. It's just a step back from that a little bit. So, but thank you. That's what it really is.
Appreciate your service and your basketball talent in 7th grade. Our post.
Barbara Post. I live at 825 Wilson Street.
I've been here before. Public knows that you have a lot of new building changes coming, but as of now, they need to be reassured that all students' needs are your top priority during this time. People are drawn to a district that is current and evolving with a solid base, one where their students' needs are top priority and met, where they are productive and happy. If these services are not provided by you, they will go elsewhere. It is your time to shine and ensure a productive, top-quality educational experience for all learners. As a district, you brought back educators and administrators that were previously employed here. True or full inclusion, reading and math scores were stagnant. How are these educators going to be any different than they were previously? A number of board members were also MPSD employees. The public is asking, in your previous roles for this district, what did you do personally to promote and maintain true inclusion? True and full inclusion where every student is in a peer-driven grade-level classroom with Common Core standards, with modifications done by that grade-level team. Team collaboration and communication go for every student's achievement, all part of that classroom community, which leads to embracing building community and actually goes out to the outside community. What is the district's definition of true inclusion for 2026 and beyond? Are all students presently in grade level classrooms engaged and involved? It is inherent that the public knows and understands what true inclusion means, but more importantly, they need to be shown what is being provided to ensure a student's personal success. A student that is proud of what they have accomplished according to standards. As a district, you need to have a truthful, honest, deep dive discussion on how this district meets and provides this vital service daily. A lot of your constituents voted for you because you have educational background. They want assurances that appropriate grade level services are and will be provided for every student according to their needs all day, every day in a peer-driven grade level classroom. No matter what their abilities, the teacher team work modifications makes this possible. A true community of learners where all individual needs are met, also alongside with their peers, all achieving, all ships will sail with appropriate team-driven modification. I did true inclusion for 25 years here. I am a educator. I have a degree, 4-year degree. And when they put me into this role, I took it very seriously. I gave those kids all I could, but a lot of people did not embrace true inclusion, and it needs to be embraced because that is what the world wants. And the world needs that really now more than ever. Thank you.
Thank you, Barb. And our last public input tonight, Lisa, Ms. Krieger will be reading a letter that was submitted by somebody. She will read that for the board. And the letter was from Linda Schreiber.
Good evening. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to share my concerns. I understand that you are receiving a significant amount of feedback right now, and I appreciate you taking the time to listen. I hope this statement is heard not only as frustration, but as genuine concern from a parent who cares deeply about our district, our students, and the long-term impact of the decisions being made. I want to begin by saying that I understand change is sometimes necessary. However, I am deeply disappointed in how quickly the decision to restructure the district was made. At the December school board meeting, 3 board members raised valid concerns and requested additional information. Those questions reflected many of the same concerns raised by parents and community members. It felt as though those concerns were not fully considered before the decision was made. Closing 2 elementary schools due to maintenance costs and declining enrollment is one decision. Restructuring grade levels, increasing student transitions, and completely changing school start and end times all at once is another. Making so many major changes simultaneously feels rushed and overwhelming for families. One of my biggest concerns is the increased number of transitions students will face. Many students struggle with transitions, especially those with sensory, emotional, or adjustment challenges. I work with students periodically as a substitute teacher and see firsthand how difficult transitions can be. Increasing them beyond what is necessary sets some students up for failure rather than success. During the November PTA meeting, I suggested an alternative approach, keeping Washington for the south side and Wilson for the north side, and moving fifth grade into those buildings if it can no longer stay in the elementary schools. This suggestion was dismissed with the explanation that it would require a 100 million referendum. Respectfully, I do not understand that conclusion. With declining enrollment, space should already exist in these buildings. Concerns about age differences could be addressed through structured grade separation, such as housing fifth grade in one section and so forth. Without clear explanation, it is difficult to understand why this option would require such a significant financial investment. I also have unanswered academic concerns related to fifth grade moving out of the elementary schools. If fifth graders are going to be treated more like older students, will they be offered electives like what sixth graders currently receive, such as tech ed, etc.? These classes do not need to be as in-depth, but offering beginner level exposure would help prepare students for 7th and 8th grade. Without early exposure, how are students supposed to develop interest in electives they have never experienced? Transportation and accessibility are also major concerns. How are students who currently walk to school because their parents work to safely get to a building that is now across town? Attendance will likely be affected. Yet it's unclear how this impact has been accounted for. I also have serious concern about the proposed school schedules. I was told that start and end times would be staggered to accommodate families with multiple children in multiple buildings. However, based on the new start and end times for next school year, both Washington and Wilson would start and end at the same time. For families with children in more than one building, this is simply not workable. With this restructuring, I will have children both at Washington and Wilson. It is physically impossible to be in two places at once. The proposed hub system is not a solution for every family, including mine. Starting elementary school at 7:45 is also highly unrealistic for many families. Parents already struggle to get children to school by 8:40. I propose an alternative schedule that staggers start and end times more realistically and helps families manage multiple buildings more effectively. 4K AM, 8:20 to 11, 4K PM, 12:15 to 2:55, elementary, 8:30 AM to 3:45, 5 and 6, 8 to 3:35, 7 and 8, 7:30 to 3:05, and high school remain the same. Even with staggered start times, pickup remains a challenge, especially when combined with another major concern. Weekly Wednesday half-days. Having half-days every Wednesday significantly impacts working families. This schedule counts against instructional hours, creates childcare challenges, and places unnecessary strain on the parents who may be forced to leave work early weekly, potentially jeopardizing employment. Eliminating weekly half-days could help resolve some of the scheduling conflicts by allowing more flexibility in daily instruction minutes. The solutions currently being offered, such as after-school and Boys and Girls Club, will not work for our family and many others. These options should not be treated as universal solutions. More broadly, while data may suggest that consolidation works in other districts, decisions should be made based on what works for our community and our students. What works elsewhere is not automatically the right solution here. My family open enrolls into this district because we value the opportunities it provides, especially as students get older. Our oldest is thriving in accelerated coursework, and our younger children are on the same path. However, with the restructuring and proposed schedule, we may be forced to reconsider whether this district remains a viable option for our family. I know we are not alone in feeling this way, and enrollment numbers are already declining. I am not the kind of parent who will arrive late every day, nor are my children. Time management is a value we strongly emphasize at home, and the proposed schedules undermine that entirely. I appreciate the opportunity to have these concerns shared publicly. I hope they are genuinely considered, especially those related to school start and end times, Wednesday half-days, student transitions, and the 4K program. My intention is not to criticize, but to advocate for thoughtful, well-paced decisions that truly support students and families. Thank you for your time and for listening.
Thank you. We have no other requests to speak. I will close public input at this time, and we will move on to the consent agenda. Is there anything on the consent agenda anybody would like to pull? Mr. Shaw.
Personnel report, please.
We will pull the personnel report. Anything else? Okay. We okay the rest of them first? Is that the correct order? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the rest of them? Mr. Abel with the Motion, do I have a second? Mr. Bowman with the second. Any discussion on the rest of the items on the consent agenda? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. And we will move on. Mr. Shaw, your comments on the item you pulled.
Yeah, thank you. Basically, I guess just a question for Stacy. I'm starting to look at the retirements are starting to come in at usually this time of year, we start seeing a number of them. And also the resignations for positions. How will the district take or look at these retirements and resignations for future staffing from Riverview and Stangl or Jackson and Madison closing? Will it automatically will they get these positions? Do they apply for these positions? Is it a one-on-one transfer?
Yep.
With them coming in, how's that gonna all work out?
Yeah, it's a great question. So as we have, we had done the early retirement notification by January 2nd. So that's why you see so many on tonight's
Right.
personnel report. To know, we're working really a lot right now on staffing. So this is really helpful for us when we're doing staffing for next year. We know that way, if we know there's going to be an opening somewhere, especially from the folks who are relocating from different buildings, that they can move into open positions like that. So this just plays a piece of the puzzle when we're doing staffing. So we look at, staffing is always based on student enrollment, right? And student sections. So we're looking at what teachers do we need. All of our professional staff and our support staff filled out a survey indicating what was their first preference in building,
Okay.
what was their preference in grade level, do they want to stay where they are, do they want to change? So we're taking all of that information and then we're saying, here's the people who want to stay where they are, now we have these openings. Oh, because so-and-so retired, now somebody from this building who's being displaced can move into this position.
Okay.
So we're using our procedures in our handbook in terms of again, if there's any reduction in workforce, it would go by, letters and files, any disciplinary action, it could go by years of
Sure,
seniority. But we're really trying to give everybody their first preference in what they want for next year. This just helps us have a few more open pieces in the puzzle that we're able to put people into slots.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
we may replace some of these positions. We may not replace some of these positions. We're obviously not going to replace
But if
positions.
there's
we
a
don't need.
person that can take that job and everything, the stars are on in alignment,
Correct.
they're gonna move.
So you see
Okay.
that there's a head secretary that is retiring.
Correct.
So we have 2 buildings that are closing. So we have 2 head secretaries
Right.
that will need positions. So, you know what I mean? We can,
Right,
it's
okay.
easier to make those shifts then.
Okay, good, thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I do. Stacy, extracurricular stipends,
Yep,
recommend for approval, and there's nothing there?
correct. I had none this month.
Okay, all right.
You'll probably have a few more next month with.
I wondered if there
sports.
was something else I needed to click on.
No, sorry.
Okay,
No terminations either to be recommended for.
yeah,
approval, so.
okay. Chris?
And I just want to say that any teachers that are watching at home or on internet delay, certainly what we are not suggesting is that you should read through the personnel report and start looking for jobs you think you'd be perfect for and sending an email because you filled out your
Survey.
preferences and really that's how it's going to get filled. Don't go cherry picking through that list right now. Later, if we're really struggling with one, I promise you'll be getting emails about it.
Yes.
Anybody else? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve?
I'm so moved.
So moved. A second from Mr. Bowman. Any other questions, discussions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. And consent agenda is done. We now move on to the student representative report. Lulu.
Okay. So first I would like to apologize for being absent from the last meeting, but if you didn't know, I am a competitive figure skater and I did have my first competition. But my alternate Jade was here and knowing her, I'm sure she took great care of you. All right, moving on to what we've seen in sports since our last meeting. Girls basketball stands with a record of 3-7, boys with a record of 3-6, and hockey with a record of 2-6. Our wrestling athletes recently attended the Green Bay East meet with great success, earning 1 first-place finish, 5 second-place finishes, and 2 third-place finishes. All right, moving on to our artistic sports. The varsity dance team placed first in all 3 of their group events at the annual Kiel competition and is having a great season overall. Our cheer team recently announced they qualified for UCA Nationals in Orlando, Florida, for the first time since the establishment of the sport, meaning they achieved an impressively high score at sectionals. And to wrap up athletics, gymnastics recently hosted their holiday invitational where multiple athletes earned medals. Beyond athletics, other organizations at Lincoln High School focused on giving back to the community during the holiday season, especially during Christmas time. The National Honor Society participated in several events, including Breakfast with Santa, purchasing meals for families to prepare on Christmas, and making Christmas cards for senior citizens. And lastly, the boys soccer team helped prepare and serve approximately 1,000 meals for neighborhoods in need.
Thank you. Any questions for Ms. Lindblom? Seeing none? Thanks. Appreciate it. And don't apologize for missing if you're. Right. I don't think many people on the board could stand up on figure skating. That's a good thing. Mr. Tennis, you're up.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Hanson. Very honored this evening to welcome Josh Moreau and Melanie Shimmick, who are business education teachers at Lincoln High School. They're also serving as advisors for the Future Business Leaders of America. And they eloquently led us in the pledge, but now they're going to share a little bit about what they're doing in FBLA. So I'll turn it over to Mr. Moreau and Shimmick.
Work for them? Should. Just may have to turn it on.
Well, so getting that ready, my name is Josh Morrow. This is my fourth year as co-advisor of FBLA. And we're up here today. Carrie was talking about that blank spot under the curriculum stipend. We're here to add our name. But we're here to showcase actually some really good future business leaders of America.
I have the honor of introducing some of them here. So we have about anywhere between 50 and 100 every year. This is Bailey and Yuvia, and then Marissa and Finley. And as we go forward, we're gonna let them take the wheel because that's what they do. So go ahead, girls.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. We're gonna try to keep it short, but every time we practice, we kept going over time. So we'll try our best, but no promises. I'm Yuvia, and we already introduced two of our other FBLA members that are here just to represent FBLA.
And I'm Bailey. All right, so what is FBLA? FBLA is a Future Business Leader of America, which is one of our world's largest business, career, and technical student organizations inspiring high school, middle school, and college students. Right now, we are working to try to get us a middle school FBLA club, just to help them and inspire them in what they can do with their future.
Now, some of the things we have in FBLA are some like lifelong expectations, and we call them lifelong because these expectations we hold for each student is going to help them in their future. Not only that, it makes them better students, but also better human beings. As you can see, we're all dressed very formally. This is one of the expectations we're held to with FBLA, and it kind of sets the setting for any work in the future. Now we're going to talk about what do we do in FBLA.
So one of our main focuses in FBLA is our futures. And one of the biggest roles as students we do is we compete. We compete either with a test or presentation. There are 3 different kind of areas where we compete, which is regional, state, and nationals, which are all really big stepping points. And we all hold ourselves accountable for preparing and working hard for our events. Also, with the help of our advisors, we make this happen. And we've had 20 people advance to state alone just last year. And then we had 6 go to nationals, which was awesome.
And then here are some of the photos from those events. And then next, we're going to talk about FICB. Now, FICB stands for Financial Investment Challenge Bowl. And basically, it's almost like a game type show, event. And students get to create groups with 4 people, and they get to put in the work that they put in the classroom into an actual fun-like setting. They go against not only teams from their own school, but also from other schools. And we have some photos of all of them kind of having fun, and we did pretty well last year, and a lot of us just get to have this fun interactive thing where we put our knowledge from the classroom into a fun event. And then here are some more photos.
So aside from all of the hard work that we put into FBLA, we have some fun opportunities for our students. So we either go on some Bucks or Brewers like tours. We kind of alternate them every year. It's just for our students to have the opportunity who may not have that opportunity to get to just experience something fun.
And then here's another photo from our Brewers game this past year. And now we have some information about forensic accounting. Now, forensic accounting is offered for simply our accounting students. And not only that, it is basically a really fun event where you get to work together on a case, use your accounting skills, put them to the test. This past year, we went against 23 schools. And as you can see, I was there along with that team, and we placed third. So that places us third in the state currently.
So the leadership conference showcased our ability to be a leader and work with people we may not know using our business skills. And we also got some cool opportunities to work with other people that we may not know, creating friendships. I was actually one of the lucky ones to get to go to the Dells, and it was an amazing experience. So it's great.
And then one of our last things we have here to talk about is some of our volunteering, fundraising, and one of our events that we call Dude Be Nice. Now, this is something that we just like to do to give back to all of our, especially to our advisors, but mostly for the students, for the board, for the school that's been supporting us throughout the year. We try to do bake sales, or the Dude Be Nice is where the students themselves come up with some volunteering they want to do, and they actually input it and put it into the school, and the advisors help us on our way there. But it's something really fun that the students put together themselves.
And like Melanie Shimmick said, we have about 50 to 100 students in FBLA each year.
And each of those students follows and exceeds our professional business expectations.
And all FBLA members enhance their business skills.
Because of your help, we make it happen year and year again. Thank you so much for your time.
If you guys have any questions,
Questions?
Any questions?
Challenge them, give them a question.
The forensic accountant, I think it's tax season coming up, and I'm looking for.
So when you go to a competition, what are the different areas that you actually compete in?
So we either compete in tests or we compete in presentations, or there's like a role play type of thing where you do a test beforehand and then you can advance, and then at nationals you do a role play. So the test can either happen before we go to regionals or it can happen at regionals. And then the presentation is just presentation.
And it's really great because each student, they're like, some are better at other things than most. So some might be like a timid or shyer student, and they're able to compete with the test, and that way they don't have to present or anything. Or for us too, that are pretty outgoing and can speak in front of you all and not get too scared, we're most likely to do the presentations and everything.
And there's just like a bunch of different presentations, tests, and it's just all business related.
Okay.
What do you think, excuse me, what do you think motivates kids to get in a club like this?
I would say personally, this is a great club to put on a resume. It's one of the main things that makes FBLA so honorable and so memorable, is that when I leave high school, the thing on my resume, one of the main things I'm going to put on there is that I was an FBLA. I did volunteering. I set up these things. I presented. I got awards, stuff like that. And it really brings a community of people together, people that I would have otherwise not known. I get to meet and have fun with, and maybe go in the hotel, go in the pool with, those fun kinds of events. It's just a memorable, fun idea, and it pushes students to work towards their future a lot more.
I would also like to add on to that, but I think the advisors also help enhance our club a lot. Like, I didn't even know anything about FBLA until my sophomore year. I'm a senior this year. And because I took classes with those teachers, I got to know them, and they just made the club stand out so much. Yes.
The world needs more accountants.
The one thing he told us every single year in accounting is so many people don't learn anything about accounting, and then when they get out in the real world, they don't know how to handle their finances, and it's so helpful.
Chris.
Now, didn't you say third in forensic accounting?
Yeah.
And you also said forensic accounting was fun?
Yes.
So I just want to put this plea out, okay? So any member of your forensic accounting team, I encourage you to think about getting in the youth apprenticeship program and getting in touch with our director of business services. Because we'll happily take it out really bad in our business office, okay? Thank you.
Well done. Well done, you guys. Thank you.
And the students very accurately depicted how awesome both Melanie and Josh have done with FBLA in our district. I will tell you that was a club in my second year as principal of Lincoln High School. That was on life support. There was no advisor. I believe I sort of pinched hit, but I don't want to compare what we did the year I did it with anything you're doing, because it's nowhere near it. So I'm so happy that organization is doing so well and thriving in not only in our school district, but I would like to personally thank all of you for how you represent our school district when you go to these competitions, both regionally, state, and national. It's certainly a source of ship's pride for me, and I know it is for all of us. So thank you very much. And I would also like to add that you don't need to stay for the rest of the meeting.
But you might find it fun.
Yeah.
It's no forensic accounting is fun. Listen to your life. It's had the fun.
Yeah. So thanks again for coming and sharing all this.
Thank you.
Just a couple real quick things to highlight. I'm currently in the process of making my way through visiting each school and having coffee in the morning. It's been a great opportunity to hear questions that are coming from staff in regards to some of the changes that are happening in the district. So far, as you can see, I've made it through Tuesday, January 13th, and I think I've had over 70 of our staff members join in for coffee in the morning. So really good turnout. It's been wonderful. And I just thank everybody for coming. We have Monroe tomorrow, Madison Thursday, Jefferson Friday, and then I'll finish up with Wilson and Jackson at the end of the month. You'll see a few other things in my report, but I do want to make one more note in the meeting. We really had a record number of our staff members nominated for the Education Impact Award this year for the Chamber of Commerce. And it's a really another source of pride in our district that we have such quality people that they're being recognized by community members, colleagues, administrators. So it may just take a second, but I do want to read the names of all of the folks who were nominated for this year's award. Renate Leonard, Mary Doran, Laney Longmire, Arenati Meyer, Michelle Slitz, Dana Shavlik, C. Tao, Carl Black, Tara Foytek, Michael Longmire, Chris Peterson, Heidi Schroederus, Melanie Shimmick, who we just saw, Hannah Keckel, Josh Moreau, Renee Malik, Ben Riegel, Janet Schuster, and Deanne Stokes. So congratulations to all of them. In addition, we have one of our very own up for the Future 15. She's a Future 15 recipient up for the Young Professional of the Year. That's Claudia Fisher. And the district was nominated for Large Business of the Year. So we're certainly proud of all those nominations. The Chamber Award ceremony is February, I believe, 12th, and you're all invited. We'll put out a communication, and if you'd like to attend the event, we'll take care of that for you so you can do so. But exciting news for the district and for a lot of our awesome professionals who serve our kids and community.
What does Claudia teach?
Claudia works as a social worker, and she works in the elementary level. I think her house school is Jefferson. Is that accurate, Ms. Seika? That's all I got. Any questions?
Just to thank you for bringing back this kind of opportunity for the board to see the different clubs and things your kids are doing in the schools. And we need to see that because some of us no longer work there. And it's always impressive not just to hear our student representative report, but then kids from the district come in and talk about what they're doing. So
Well, even like I'm sure you saw the community engagement piece with a lot of our students getting involved in the community. Our men's soccer team recently invited our director team alongside to serve the community dinners from the First Presbyterian Church, which we did in December, and it was awesome. Pastor Matt Sauer did a nice little talk with the kids about giving back to the community and how important it is to be good people. So it was fantastic, and just thank them for including us in such an honorable experience, especially before the holidays.
Great. Thanks again. All right, director's report. Questions to directors, or do you have a formal report to? Yeah. Any questions?
No questions.
Oh, no, I missed you. I did talk to Katie a little bit before the meeting. Maybe Heidi, you can throw some more information on this for Lee. There was a concern brought up by a parent with the new schedule and having care on those Wednesday afternoons that were leaving early, that school is out early. And they wanted to know if the district was going to help cover the time when kids would no longer be in the classroom and parents couldn't pick them up from school. So I know in the past we've done things like that, but if there's some plans being thought of, might be good to get that out to the community until more people call the radio station shows and complain.
This year's the first year we've done that I know of, and we are not planning to do that moving forward. This year it's once a month, but with it being every Wednesday and us giving, parents adequate time, we feel like with adding those 15 extra minutes to the school day that we've done, that's going to give us that extra time that we have with our support staff. We're making up kind of those extra minutes that they need for that. So at this time, we do not have plans for that, but that doesn't mean we can't bring it back to the table for some discussion.
It might be something good to talk about. I'm also thinking as a father of a student with a disability that there might be needs for those kind of things also. So just maybe to get a feel from the parents in the district if that would be good, or maybe we can partner with somebody to help us out in those situations.
The numbers of parents that have participated this year is very low. We have schools that only have 4 or 5 students that are staying after school. The school that has the most students, I think, might have 15 students. So at our 6 elementary schools, it's under 100 students that are participating, quite a bit under 100.
We do have a partnership as well with the Boys and Girls Club that they're going to be offering. Right now they pick up after the school day is done on a typical school day. They'll pick up at dismissal on Wednesday, and they'll be offering services every Wednesday afternoon.
And someone in the Y will also be here.
It might be good to send something out to parents and go, can we help? Because it is a change and it's something that's a concern in the community. So. Any other questions for the directors?
No, I do. I mean, I have a comment, I guess, and the thing on the increase in the resident students applying and were eligible for vouchers is pretty disturbing to me. I don't know if we need, I mean, along with, the last paragraph of the woman that was unhappy with the changes that have been made and saying, well, we may not find the Manitowoc Public School System any longer, works for us. And I guess I think we shouldn't sort of just take that as a piece of information, but as I don't know how to counter that, but it's disturbing to me. The other thing is because I never was in a business club. I don't know what reconciliation process is, and that whole paragraph that it pertains to. Can you explain that?
Sure. Yeah. So at the end of the month, you have 2 things that you're managing in the business office. You have the bank, and that has a stated dollar amount. Yep. And then you have what's called like an ERP system. So that's Skyward for us. And that has a record of what is believed to be in the bank. So we had for a significant amount of time, we haven't been doing that as a district. So, and that's one of the, the notes the auditors gave to us, we're not going to have to, do so many journal entry suggestions while we're doing our auditing report if you guys start doing a better job of managing the bank reconciliation. So at the end of the month, you take a look at everything that's in Skyward, you take a look at everything that's in the bank, all the comings and goings, all the wire transfers and things, and you true it up and see if there's any discrepancies. So that's what we're working on right now, cleaning up. 2 hours of my morning is tomorrow, sitting down with someone from CESA-5 who's a specialist in this area that did it for Waukesha School District for many years. We're getting very close. We're almost there in terms of getting everything straightened out and at a point where I'll be taking it over and being able to look at Skyward and our bank statements and making sure everything is accounted for.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody else? Directors? Okay. We can move on. New business or unfinished business. I don't believe we have any. We'll move on to new business. I think, David, you're up first with the additional minutes.
Up first, we had talked about ending the school year early for students at the elementary level, and we were going to add minutes to the day, but we discovered in a happy circumstance that we don't need to add minutes to the classroom day. So we've an amended recommendation here. I move that we approve the amended recommendation from the district administration team to reduce 2 student contact days for students in grades K4 or 4K through 8 in order to accommodate building consolidation transitions.
We have a second.
Second. Oh,
Keith. Yeah, second by Keith.
yeah.
Discussion. Leah and I were trying to figure out when the additional 10 days of school happened in Manitowoc. We actually have 10 extra days that we need. So in this case, it works out well, but when did that happen?
There's some speculation, but a number of years ago, we did a new curriculum adoption, and with it, they added some PED days. And I believe the intent was that they would be like a one-time addition, but I believe they may have ended up staying on. At least that's our theory. That's from memory. We don't have any documentation to back that up, but that's what we remembered could be true.
We never do something and then just keep doing it. Never, ever happens.
That's back on my sense. So, so this is not.
a communication plan for
Yes.
families?
This evening, there will be an email following the meeting to our staff, and tomorrow morning, there will be a letter sent to all parents.
And I would assume like the high school's in finals, so
Correct. Their schedule's wonky that weekend,
yeah,
but yeah.
not heavy impact on them.
Correct. Correct.
So that's the request for K.
Yep. 4K through 8. Correct. And nor will that building be, there won't be packing and
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, Chris.
Are we telling the seniors then that they're coming to school days after everybody else is done now when it gets to graduation? Or should we just keep quiet?
It's not too many days, is it? It's 2. Isn't it? Oh, 4.
They'll be fine.
They'll be totally fine.
We'll just tell.
They like school, right?
They can have their phones those days.
All right, any other discussion? Then we had a motion and a second. All those in favor? Looking at, say aye, opposed, say nay. And the ayes have it. Moving on to number E, capital improvement recommendations. Brought forward by finance. Are you taking this?
Yeah, and I mean, Mike
too.
we both come up and sit.
Come on down.
So the, Ms. Lofi Blahnik gave us a suggestion, based on what the discussion that we had during the finance committee, regarding the, RFP for the, what I call the general contractor. what she pointed out was that, that Mike Hacker used the term construction manager throughout the discussion. We talked about it, just vetted it with Mike. Keith and I spoke this morning to talk about it, and we would like to move that recommendation forward, but switching out general contractor with construction manager because it is a more appropriate term for what school district needs.
Yeah, construction.
Steve, could you give just a brief description on what this person is going to do for those people that weren't at that meeting?
As we get into some of our larger projects, we need somebody watching over that. And to even get some of that stuff done, we need to receive bids and all of that. So this project manager will be understanding the project first of all, and then going out to the appropriate subcontractors to receive bids, bringing them back to all of us. We'll take a look at it and decide which ones we want to go with. And then he'll oversee that project. Last year, I was able to handle all of the projects. It was taxing, and we're gonna double the work this summer, so I wouldn't be able to handle all of that. So I'll be able to take on some, so we don't have to give everything away. And, but this person will be watching over this and getting it to completion. And all of us will be able to watch it and make sure that it's getting done in a timely fashion.
Yeah, I can only emphasize how important that is. When we built the new library, 100 years ago, but I was on the board there, and honestly, we didn't initially have a construction manager. And honestly, they were putting things, they put the furnace in the wrong part of the building, and honestly, there were so many errors that we just blew the whistle and said, okay, we're going to get some hard-ass guy to come here and make sure this is done right. And I think I was stunned how many errors can happen without that. So I think it's really worth the money, and I certainly vote for it.
As we move along, getting into these years and that stuff, it's getting to be more and more important to have someone really sharp on that, because those opportunities of the furnaces getting put in the wrong spot are going to be more prevalent now.
Yeah.
So it's important to have somebody watching.
Help me understand the timeline, Nate or Mike, Nathan or Mike. When is the RFP going out, and then when is it due?
So I can take this one. Tomorrow, Mr. Hacker will send us the draft RFP for us to go over and approve the language in. And I believe our plan would be to send it out, like, if not tomorrow, the next day. So very immediate. And he thought that 2 to 3 weeks would be enough time to garner interest. And then the process would be that we would vet some of that, bring it back to the Finance and Facilities Committee. Our hopes was for February, if we can, and if we have someone that we're excited about.
And then I would assume they probably are coming in to do presentations. Will that be to the board committee or the full board?
To the Finance and Facilities.
And then from the committee back to the board.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then as bids are needing approval, is there a dollar amount that says now we need to go to the board for an approval, or there's some approvals that?
$100,000.
100,000. So anything over 100 will come.
Yeah.
Finance and then here. And sometimes it's been my experience that process can slow you down a little bit, and that might require some special board meetings. Has there been any discussion about that?
If needed, we don't, for example, we do have a need, and it's on the agenda in a little bit, to have one on the 27th to do some approval of our open enrollment special education limits. We don't believe, because it won't get to the committee first, that it's necessary this month, but we'll reevaluate that to see if it's possible that we need that February.
But there's just a lot of times when your contractor can't wait
Yeah.
an entire month to say, are we doing this or not, right? Or you got materials at this price and this person available.
Yep.
It's go time, so.
Yep.
I was just
Thank you.
curious about that
Yeah,
discussion.
we could definitely do that.
I certainly support that, construction manager, to make sure, just like Carrie said, keeping our ducks in a row.
Yeah, I have to say that I was here for the finance meeting, and certainly when I saw this on the agenda, I was interested to find out what exactly we're doing. Because I am quite disappointed that the board is not seeing what the RFP is. In fact, it is normal process that the people that approve the RFP is the board, because you are saying exactly what you want. If we do that now, it will indeed delay things. So we are being asked to approve doing an RFP with a basic understanding of what the RFP would ask for. At that point, goes out, contractors look at it, and then they put in their bids. Those bids, normal government process is those bids are opened at a public meeting. And the normal process and the common statutory requirement is after you winnow out all the people that didn't tick all the boxes, which is what an RFP is for, it is to assure you that you're getting everything that you asked for so you can weed out all the people that don't meet. Normal statutory requirements are you take the low bidder. That's pretty much the way government works, unless you can provide overwhelming reasons why you should take a higher bidder. I have no problem trusting that process being done over to the Facilities and Finance Committee and then bringing that recommendation to the full board. I am just considering that you'll have the RFP tomorrow. I'm a little surprised that we don't have it tonight. To me, that would be the normal way of moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Ann?
Is this for the duration of what the capital improvement plan for 2026 is? That's for the duration of that next agenda item that's coming up next.
The list.
The list, and not the duration of what the referendum dollars do.
So if we're gonna enter into an agreement, you wanna speak to that?
We're gonna do it for 1 year.
Yeah.
This is gonna be sort of like
a trial.
You know, because there's a lot of work still left to be done.
Yep.
There's also potential for work in the future as well, and we want to take a look, see if this company would be a good fit or not.
Mr. Hacker recommended that we don't enter into a long-term agreement, but rather a short-term agreement for those reasons.
So to answer some of Chris's concerns, the list that we got for capital improvements that we're going through, the ones that are completed, of course, we don't have to do. Are the other ones the RFP that you're sending out, or is it the ones just in blue?
It's the remainder of them, not just in blue.
Just in blue. So if it says yes or it's in blue,
Yeah, we're going to do that.
So those.
The 2026 project.
Yes, okay. So we do have that list. Okay. My only question on that list is, can you tell me what that 90,000 miscellaneous at Stangl is? That was one of my, that just jumped out at me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that? I made this list about a week ago. We planned on last Friday to go touring the schools and that. We had weather and that, so we didn't get there. I was there this afternoon for several hours, and even a week ago, some of the things that popped up at me were secure entrance. And I knew that one had one, but it's in the wrong spot and all of that. So those are some of the miscellaneous areas. And not sure on which walls we're going to move or put in. There's going to be some more camera work. Those are the two things I can put to that. There's going to be other miscellaneous things. And every month, we're going to be meeting with the facilities and finance. This list is going to be massaged almost every month. So we get closer and everybody understands exactly what we're doing.
Other questions?
Oh, so this is a preliminary. This is a preliminary.
This is a good one right now. This is a good one right now. Next month, as we hone in on some things will change. And some of it we won't be able to, once we get this construction manager and that, some things we won't be able to do yet this summer. Maybe lead times on product or whatever, that's beginning to be become a big problem. So this is what we're planning on doing right now.
Questions?
Yeah, thank you. I think that, as you can probably understand, that the Facilities and the Finance Committee is going to be a tremendously involved committee. There's going to be a lot of work that will be siphoned through that committee structure. The three committee members are on it, will do their due diligence as much as possible, but any board member is welcome to attend those committee meetings, because there's going to be a lot of information that's discussed. And I think the information that was presented to us in the request for this construction manager is extremely important, because I think one of the things that we talked about, their obligation is to try to keep as much work locally as we possibly can in our district. And this gentleman or this lady, whoever the person is, sends out these proposals, and we'll have the opportunity to get as many people as possible from our district to make a request for services back to the Finance Committee. So this gentleman or lady is going to be a tremendously valuable piece of information to these guys and to the committee, and will give us the best route possible for our financial dollar to get these projects done in the community. So with that being said, and after much discussion, I'm going to reiterate the motion to accept and move the recommendation to hire a general construction manager for RFPs as presented to the full board. It passed committee unanimously, so I'm bringing it to a motion to the full board.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? Second. And the second? Any other discussion before we go?
Mr. Hanson, I will forward, once Mr. Milky and I have an opportunity to look at the RFP, I'll forward that on to the entire board. If you have any concerns over language in the RFP, please let me know. Of course, we can amend that before we send it out.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. And we'll move ahead. Baseball update?
Baseball update. This is strictly a motion. It just requires an action by the board. The foundation presented a check to the business department for $700,000 to pay for expenses of the bills that were coming in, and it was added to Fund 49, which is the procedure coming out of the foundation to go to Fund 49. I need a motion. It was made by the board to accept and pass the motion to pay those bills out of Fund 49, but that needs to pass board, go through the board. So a motion is to be added and to accept the cost of $700,000 to be paid for the bills out of Fund 49.
Second. Second by Mr. Bowman. Chris?
Now, when we say the foundation, we mean the NPSD Foundation?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. I'm just checking because the document just said the foundation.
Yeah. So we're this is offsetting. We're increasing expenses. We're also increasing revenue. Just so there's no confusion, this isn't coming out of Fund 46. This isn't coming out of fund balance. This is money that the baseball folks fundraised. The MPSD Foundation cut checks. One of them's already in. The other one is coming from Mr. Mishler. Both of them, the $200,000 check was approved at their last meeting. After the minutes get approved, then they can do the draw out of their investment account. So this is just asking to spend money that has been donated to the district.
Needs to go through the board, then we can pay the bills.
Yeah.
This may be unrelated, but before Christmas, we were talking about a request for $500,000. Where do we stand on that?
We're not even close to that right now. It may not even come off the table. We'll have to see what happens. This is already money that's in there.
Right,
to pay
it's
the
I was just
So the.
hoping that this might be
Yeah.
some of that. Do not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, you know, at that point in time, we were able to kind of slam on the brakes with both feet on the brake pad, or the brake pedal. And, you know, now, you know, we've gotten things recalibrated. We know all the bills, getting them paid. And now, you know, anything else from here on out is gonna, you know, like that whole, you know, the list that we just talked about.
So we'll see a spreadsheet.
What's that?
We'll see a spreadsheet going forward.
I would like, and any other purchases, we're gonna go through the process where it's gonna go to the finance committee. And then that's going to go through the committee, and then it's gonna go to the full board for approval. For anything else that has to do with this here on out.
Or any facility, not just.
Well, yeah, but yes, touche, yeah.
Any other questions?
Does this include the $900,000 that the board voted on, give to the project?
Well, that's in the past, like that's
That's
I mean,
in the
this is,
past.
yeah.
Okay.
This is their fundraising.
This is their fundraising money. Okay.
Yep.
So it doesn't include that, yeah.
All right.
So that's my motion.
We have a second from Mr.
So
Bowman.
we
Any
can
other
all-
discussion? Oh, I'm sorry, Ann with the second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. And we're moving on to Carl Perkins.
Okay, similar situation, more money's coming in, so more grant money came in, $6,810.50. Came from the Carl Perkins grant, so they're looking for the folks that, at School to Work are looking to be able to spend that money, so again, same thing, increasing revenues, increasing expenditures, it just washes out.
Okay, just flow through, right?
Yep.
This is just, again, coming from the finance committee, it passed unanimously to bring to the board to approve the money for Carl Perkins to be reallocated and spent. And contrary to Mr. Hanson, this is not the world famous drummer. This is actually.
The first guy to say Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. That he has money invested in technology. So I need making a motion to use Carl Perkins money to pay this.
We have a motion and a second. Other discussion on Carl Perkins? This is like a yearly thing that we.
Every year.
Yeah.
It just has to be approved by the board to spend the money.
It's problem to have, right?
Yes.
And this is an additional 1,600.
Yep.
What was the initial funding, do you know?
I don't remember off.
Okay.
I'll let you, I'll email you tonight.
I heard in the committee meeting that Carl Perkins is toward technical tech ed, and it's actually career and technical. So it's business ed, tech ed, family consumer ed. It's broader than just tech ed. And I heard you say tonight that it's going toward our School to Work program.
That's who manages those funds.
Okay, thank you.
I think Mr. Shaw corrected me when I said shop teacher.
Yeah, it's not shop anymore.
Shop teacher.
It's very unusual for Carl Perkins to be throwing you this kind of money. It's usually 1,000 or 2.
Yeah.
So this is a nice chunk of money that
Yes, it is.
somehow shook out of the formula at the state, right?
Yep.
So by all means, we'll take it.
Okay. We voted on that, no. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. And that is done. Anything else, Mr. Shaw, from your
No,
committee?
the great meeting, like I said, you're all welcome. It's going to get a committee that's going to be having a lot of information, a lot of updates. 3 committee members are extremely powerful and well-versed in this, but anybody's welcome to come and listen.
Excellent. All right, moving on to other business. I'll try to keep these remarks quick. The letter situation tonight, it is okay if somebody reads a letter for somebody. I personally will not be reading letters from people who send an email or a letter to me to the board. I would ask that sending something and they want the board to see it, that they would send it to all the board members and not just, in the case of this one, 3 of us got it. So it's better if it goes to, if somebody then wants to give their letter to somebody and have it read, that's okay. But I will not be reading letters sent to me. Early release thing, that was something I needed information on. Thank you. I'm excited about the 4K program. I think that's going to be excellent.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be being far away from that age child. It's going to be an interesting place to go visit for every once in a while. But that's a good thing, and thanks to the Y for doing that with us. And now my hope is that we can start talking to 3K, since other schools in the area have that. And we all know the data that says if you get them at a young age, a lot of them stay with you. So I think that's another thing.
Increases enrollment too.
Yeah. One other thing that and I'm just kind of reminded you, be careful with this, that when you get a letter or you send an email or something to somebody in response to something, it might be better as a board member to try to call that person and talk to that person, because when you send something, we all know that if I sent you an email here and there were opinions in it, there'd probably be 7 different opinions when it was read on what they think I meant. And it's, when you talk to somebody who is in a situation like that, it might be easier to clarify with them that way, and then it doesn't grow into something bigger. So just kind of a reminder on that the more personal your contact, the less misunderstanding there may be in what you meant. So other than that, I got nothing. So we'll move on to WASB information. Are you speaking to that?
So, just briefly. So, 5 of the board members are attending the convention. Lori has done a ton of work to prepare all the information that you're going to need, hotel information, your schedules. We also are RSVPing for several events that are sponsored by some of the people that we work with. For example, we'll go to, as long as you're interested in going, but we'll go to Belo and Vetter, our attorneys, have a reception that's also informational. We went to it last year, it was really good. So we signed up for several things like that. So there'll be information in there about that. The one thing we just have to work out is logistics. The hotel is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Basically what we need to know is, you want to come on Tuesday? I know for sure I'm going, and I believe I talked to Keith, said it's going Tuesday. And I do have the van so that we can all ride together if you so choose. We can go Tuesday. Is there anybody that doesn't want to go Tuesday? I guess is probably the question.
What time?
It would be later afternoon, like 3-ish probably, I'm guessing.
I'll have to drive down.
Because you got the meeting, the county meeting? Okay. But you're still planning to go Tuesday night, you'll just drive?
Yeah, I'll just get there late.
Okay.
I'll wake you guys up.
Oh, yeah.
We'll rendezvous here.
Yeah, well, actually, I'll just pick you all up. I'll get your addresses, so you don't have to have your vehicles here.
All right.
Okay. So, anybody, be iffy on
I have a
Tuesday?
meeting as well, so I'm gonna try to get it covered.
Okay. We'll just touch base then.
Yep.
Okay.
Or if you can't, I'm leave probably like 7:30, I'll be done.
Okay. So any questions you have on that when you get your information or anything, please just, Lori or I can try to answer them for you, but looking forward to the time and learning. And anybody have any questions about it? Okay. Lori, anything you've got that I'm not remembering or forgetting?
Everyone has their confirmation in your packet, and should be set. If you do have any questions, just let me know.
Thanks for your work on that.
I'd just like to add, if there's anybody that wants to give me advice on
or opinions, whatever, on the resolutions that I'll vote on Wednesday. You texted me?
I need to.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, the one thing that, there are two resolutions, I think it's 8 and 9, the ones that have to do with the whole voucher thing. One is like, have not just launder it through the public schools, but have two distinctive financial flows. And then there's the other one that doesn't want to do that, but basically, really wants the non-public schools to be held to the same requirements, the same tests, the same kind of curricular issues, et cetera, et cetera. So they just don't do whatever they want and get the same money as that would normally go to us. And I'm inclined to vote for the second. I mean, I'm against the voucher thing altogether, and would like to see separation of church and state for sure. But nevertheless, that's not going to happen right away in Wisconsin. And so I'm inclined to vote for let's make it apples and apples, okay? And if you disagree with that, just tell me why. But
So, yeah, if you have those concerns, get a hold of Kerry and let him know before he votes. Anything else on the convention? Okay.
The vote from that assembly is just advisory to the legislative body.
Well, it binds WASB to make that a resolution that they lobby like rigorously.
That doesn't mean our legislators are going to.
Our legislatures, where you live and what legislature you have.
It just means the people WASB are paying.
Correct.
All righty. The special meeting this month. The only reason we may have to get together is for the special education.
Open enrollment.
Yeah, can somebody, if somebody can explain that so you know before that meeting what that's about.
Yeah, Katie, could you tell us what that meeting will be about? The special meeting?
Yes, so this, each year annually, we are required to do an analysis of rolled over projected caseloads for special education. The formula is dependent on level of service and special education need in order to determine any space available for the following school year. We have to make that decision in January. Per the state of Wisconsin, helps with staffing decisions and things like that. So I will bring that information to the team in January.
It is not a complicated, complex form. So we thought we should be able to do that through a Zoom meeting rather than have everybody come in. It's like a 10-minute meeting. So we could Zoom that and get that done. It's still open to the public. They can watch it online. So and then that way we won't have to.
Statutorily, it has to be done by the end of January, so that's why we have to have it.
Questions on that? So that will be, we'll send out the information on the January 27th.
Do we have a time for that?
6 o'clock.
Zoom. Let's do it at 6 regular time. Then you'll see the other dates for the committees, curriculum, personnel, finance are all listed there also in the times.
Yes.
Okay. Any questions on those? So at this time, the board will go into closed session to consider the employment, promotion, compensation, performance, evaluation over which the government body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility pursuant to section 19.85, parentheses 1, parentheses C of the Wisconsin statutes. And we're going into closed session to talk about administrative contracts, extensions, and at this time we will vote to go into closed session.
First and a second, and then a
Need
roll
a
call.
first and second to go into closed.
We're going to close it.
We have a first from Carrie, second from David. And a roll call is needed.
Christopher Abel,
Aye.
David Bowman,
Aye.
Viv Hansen,
Aye.
Ann Olson,
Aye.
Mary Loki Blahnik,
Aye.
Keith Shaw,
Aye.
Gary Trask.
Aye.
So we'll take just a 5-minute break as the room closes and then we'll get going. Okay. 3.5